Gotta find the funnies, folks, gotta find the funnies. We're fixing stuff on the Rover today, folks. I'm working through the list of stuff that needs to get done. Obviously, I've just fitted the driver's door card there. That was pretty simple, to be honest. The reason that was off in the first place is because the window mechanism inside is a bit bent, and the window was coming up really funny, so I took the door card off. The door card wasn't that good, and the clips that hold it on were broken, so I had to get new ones of them. And obviously, being a 20-odd-year-old Rover, they're not exactly easy to get a hold of, so I had to get some online, and I got some little cool 3D printed ones, to be honest. It was really nice. I'll put a link in the description in case you have a Rover and you need some yourself. But that job's done now, so that's pretty cool. The car is looking together, but there's still a few little problems that I need to fix. First of all, there's the fan speed resistor. Now, the fans only work on positions 3 and 4, not 1 and 2. So that's typical fan speed resistor problems, which I need to sort. And also, this car has got really cool aircon, so it's bound to have a cabin filter in here as well. So I need to do that. So I've got the fan speed resistor, I've got the cabin filter, I just need to do it. Now, this is a car from like years ago. It's like 22 years old, this car, and it certainly doesn't look it or feel like it, when you're driving it. But one of the big memories I've got from this car is that when I first seen it, it just looked so custom. I just couldn't believe that it was a production car. That big orange air intake, the obviously custom red leather interior, all the silver trim bits, the alloy wheels, the nice BRM script on the back. Loads of people did that in the 90s, in the 2000s, before personal plates became a big thing. They had like little scripts with their initials on, and they had like number plates with their initials on, absolute sad cases. So when I first seen the BRM, I thought, wow, that just looks like someone's took a Rover 200 and chucked 10 grand at it. It's mental. And the thing that I really remember about it is that Google, Facebook, stuff like that we take for granted these days, it wasn't around. Or Google was around, or maybe it wasn't big. You didn't see something and just Google it straight away. So I seen this car and I was just like, wow, I wonder if I'll see another. And it was not until I seen another years later that I learned that it was a production car, and then by then Google was a bit bigger. I could find out about it. It was in magazines and what have you. But back then you could not find out anything about it. You had the internet wasn't a big thing. So people, when they modified cars, when they played with cars, when they repaired cars, what did they do? They had one of these, the Haynes Manual. So today, folks, on decimal tenths, we're rewinding the clock and we're going old school. We're going to use the Haynes Manual. I hope this thing doesn't let us down, because they're not exactly known for being good, to be fair. But my dad used to have like hundreds of these. I'm talking like shelves and shelves full of them for all the cars that he used to work on and what have you. So Haynes Manuals, I used to just sit and read them when I was little. It was my thing. I've got manuals for like loads of cars in the house. But anyway, we're going to do fan speed resistor, and we're going to do the cabin filter, and we're going to do it with the Haynes Manual. Let's get on with it. Right, let's make life simple and go to the back. Right, we're going to do the cabin filter, so it'll probably be under filters, filter, ventilation, 311. Filter, blah blah blah. Refer to chapter 11, for God's sake. Right, 11. Nice pictures from Haynes. Lower cover, 2 securing screws, withdraw the glove box. Bosh. Oh man, it says screws, it's not bloody screws, it's a bolt. Hey, there we go. Oh, some random shite. Tesco bag, that's all that about. It's the glove box out. In keeping with the video, I think we'll consult the Haynes Manual yet again. Right, ventilation filter, blah blah blah, slack in the support bar. That one, I'd never have known that, to be fair. Just as well I've got this manual. Release the clip and remove the cover from the side of the heater unit. I don't have a cover. Someone's junked this tape over instead. Well, there's a part I need to add to the list. Anyway, let's get the support bar. They're using different size friggin' bolts, man. So the glove box is an 8mm and the support bar is a 7mm. Why not just use the 8mm as well? There we go. Withdraw the cover. Close. I like it. And then pull out the filter. Oh, check that out. Well, it's certainly been done before because it's a Valio filter and someone hasn't put the cover back. I'm going to have to make a cover myself. Airflow. And replace the cover. Pretty cool, and let's face it, it'll probably work better than the original Rover part anyway. And if you want to know how I knew how to do that, then it says here, refitting is a reversal of removal. Gotta find the funnies, folks, gotta find the funnies. Anyway, let's get on to the fan speed resistor. So I think we'll consult the Haynes once more. Unplug the wiring connector, blah blah blah, see illustrations, douche, there we go. Da 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 da. There we go. Right, need a little screwdriver to get in there. Oh, need a little one than that. Stumpy to the rescue. Who says you need a big one in life? Haha. Now here's a little decimal tense lesson from your Uncle Nick. DC motors are only designed to run at one speed for any given voltage range. So for example, the fan blower motor in this car is only designed to run at what the car's voltage range of about 12 volts. And that is fan speed number 4. And if you want lower speeds like numbers 3, 2 and 1, you have to lower the voltage by using one of these, a fan speed resistor. Now this has 3 little coils and they are the actual resistors for fan speeds 1, 2 and 3. And because I've got this removed, it's only fan speed number 4 that's working. 3, 2 and 1 don't work. Now number 3 did work, which is obviously this little resistance coil here because it's still intact. Whereas numbers 1 and 2 didn't work, and lo and behold, that one's broken, and so is that one. So all we need to do is replace this fan speed resistor, and then we should have all 4 speeds on the fan. Pretty awesome. There we go. Nice. Right. How does this go in again? Oh, that's right. And the reason that's in the airflow is just purely to keep it cool because it is a resistor, so it gets hot. And let's now see if we've got all 4 fan speeds. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, mint. And just to be clear, in case anyone didn't realise, but refitting is the reversal of removal. Oh! How nice. clean, filtered air into the cabin. And I fixed it all with my trusty Haynes Manual. You can't grumble at that, can you? But now the cars are back together, I've got the door card on, I've got obviously fixed the blower motor, fan speed resistor, and I've got a fresh cabin filter. I can now take the car and do my shopping list that I've just been given off the wife. How mint, eh? Thanks for watching. See you next time. I'm not even joking. I've got the shopping bags and everything.